Okay, so this is gonna be my version of the mole enchiladas. Now I just use this jar mole, Donna Maria Adobe. Oh shit, adobo sauce. That's not mole sauce. Damn. Is that right? Let me read the ingredients here. I think this might work. There's a triangle here. And if you put it down like this, there's like 3 points. So if you want to get like a butter knife, this is not a butter knife, but you want to do is like bend it in those 3 points. So there's one there. The other two would be here and here. And if you do this over a paper towel, in case some of these oils pop out, you don't dirty your table or whatever you're on. This is just my cutting board, but see how a couple drops come out on the board there as you're trying to get this loose. And there it is, it comes right off. Alright, let's head over to the pan. Okay, pan is on. And then you just dump this in here. Now the oils on top come out really easy, but the rest you're gonna have to dig out. Maybe just kind of nudge it a little bit. Like it's coming. You might need to get a fork. Now mole is a Mexican delicacy, mole sauce. Which is like, it's a weird sauce because it has chili, but it also has peanuts and chocolate, so it's a very weird sauce. I'm not gonna lie, as a kid, I didn't really like it. It was kind of weird for me. I always told my mom it was Mexico's failed attempt at barbecue sauce. And, you know, in a way, I'm kind of right, but it might piss people off by even saying that, but what mole doesn't have, it's with the chocolate and the peanuts, I don't know, it's a little different. It makes it rich though. It's a richness, and you could do savory stuff with peanuts or chocolate. And it doesn't have the vinegar the way barbecue sauce does, but it has its merits. No lie. Now you put this stuff in here, and then I think you do 2 of these of water or broth. And then this sauce could be put over, usually it's put on chicken, and it can be put over chicken. But the way my mom does it, she mixes it with shredded chicken. She shreds chicken, she mixes it in the sauce, and it's already mixed up like that. And then you want to put 2 cups of water or broth, and I happen to have some broth here. Now when I made the chicken, I just threw it in a slow cooker with a bunch of water, and then, so at the same time I made broth, and chicken was ready, and it was easy to shred. Came off really easy. When I came back from work, it was all done already, and I let it cool down, and the next day I did it. So just basically get some, I'll fill this up here with this mug here, because as a handle, it'll be easy for me to pull this from here. And there's one. This is my homemade broth. And then I got a bunch of broth left over, but I'm going to use that to make Spanish rice later. So instead of water, I'll use that to make Spanish rice. Add some tomato sauce, and that's basically how you make the Mexican Spanish rice, whichever you call it. Maybe you saute some onions first and garlic or whatever. You might add a chili. Alright, so this is how you make the mole sauce. Pan's on, that's there, and then I guess I could use a fork and just try to slowly mash this in. Get this, break it down a little bit. And here's all that chicken fat there. So it's gonna be extra flavor. Yeah, I think it was just too sweet for me. I think the vinegar in a barbecue, it gives it the balance. This was just too sweet for me as a kid. It confused me. I don't know. But when I do the mole enchiladas, so the sweet note, and then it's wrapped up in the wrapped up in the tortilla, then I use the enchilada sauce still. And then the cheese, and then sour cream on top, and it works really good. It's a really good, tasty recipe. Yeah, I came up with this. I mean, this is my recipe that I came up with. This is how I did it, And I really liked it. And I went to a restaurant one time, El Torito, and they had a mole enchilada, so I tried it out. And theirs was nasty because it was just like chicken. It was not even that soft inside the tortilla. It was nothing. There was no like mole on the chicken. And then they wrapped it in tortilla, and then they poured mole sauce over it. And they don't even like cover everything. So you got like some tortilla parts that are just plain tortilla and mole sauce. So mine's has the chicken with the mole sauce inside the tortilla that is covered in enchilada sauce and cheese, and it's way better. Theirs sucked. Not gonna lie, ain't gonna brag, but it ain't bragging if you're right. So this takes a while to incorporate it into the broth, but it'll slowly get there. You just gotta stir it a little bit. Because as it gets hotter, it actually gets softer and it's easier to blend. Little by little. You'll know where you got it going. And I use thighs. I use chicken thighs. I like to get the ones with skins and bones because if I slow cook it for a long time, it becomes like chicken bone broth. So you get a little bit more stuff in there, but that's all I could find at the store was the boneless, skinless thighs. So that's what I used, but at least that was easy to, easy to shred. Easy to shred. Alright guys, I'm gonna take a little pause here, if you know what I mean. Okay, look at this. The sauce is just about all good here. Looks good. Okay. So then we go add the chicken. Like I said, I already pre-shredded it. I even gave it a little salt too. Got some bunch of shredded chicken here. Give it a smell. It smells good. I shredded this a couple days ago, so that's why I'm smelling it. I'm like, let me just double check. But I put a little salt in there. That helps keep it as well. It was in the fridge though, so it's good. Okay, oh yeah. Look at that. Make my mom proud. Or jealous if she's watching this. Probably jealous. Just kidding. Alright. Yeah, that's weird that jar. I've never I never actually read the jar. I always thought it just said mole sauce. That one says adobo sauce, but in the ingredients it says peanuts and chocolate, and it looks like mole sauce. So I don't know. But this is basically the way the mole my mom makes. And generally she would serve this on a plate, and then you would have a side of beans, side of rice, some tortillas, maybe some salsa. And this is very rich just by itself. And that's probably why they like it. It's too rich like this. But if you eat it with the beans and rice and you incorporate it or make it a little burrito or taco with it and you add beans and rice to it, then it's not too bad. Or if you do it like this way, the way I make my enchiladas, it's mixed with the tortillas and the cheese and all that, and then the sauce and the sour cream is important for mole enchiladas though, because this is like chocolate, and then think of the sour cream like whipped cream. It's just something about chocolate and cream that work well together. Cuts through some of it. Well, this is awesome. Okay, so this is pretty much prepared already. Now we gotta go and make I'll turn this off now. Make the enchiladas. First thing I gotta do is I gotta go microwave some tortillas. That's what I do. I microwave them to soften them up. Let me go do that real quick. Okay, so this is not the traditional way to do enchiladas. Generally, these are hot. They don't microwave them. These are all falling apart, but we're gonna try to do it anyways. What they do is they roll them up. Then maybe they warm them up on a stovetop, and then they roll them up, and then they fry them a little bit, which is the way you're supposed to do it. And then you put them in the pan, and then you add the sauce. And the reason why you want to fry them a little bit is because it hardens the tortilla a little bit. It's a more complicated process, and the way I'm doing it is it's not the way you do it. Normally what I do is I put a little sauce in the pan, and then I put them on top, and then I put sauce on top. And I only have one tiny can of sauce, so I'm not sure how much sauce I have. So what I didn't put anything. I just buttered the bottom of the pan, and that's gonna I don't know, keep them from sticking. Ooh, this is hot. Damn, it's hot. Ooh. You might want to, if you do microwave them, they get really hot. I only did it for a minute. These are burning hot. You might want to let them rest for a little bit. Okay. Or go like this. Get them a little bit. Just cool them off just a little bit. Yeah. This is just a quick way to do it. I mean, and these things kind of fall apart. But if you carefully grab them, I mean, they're going to taste great, but they're not going to, these things, it's not, this is my method of doing them. My cheating method. If I do cheese enchiladas, I don't shred all the cheese. I chop it in blocks and I put little like sticks in here because it's all going to melt anyways. So instead of wasting my time shredding it all, I chop little thin little like sticks. Okay. Damn, it's hot. Baby. All right. Mole enchiladas, baby. I can stick one more. Okay, I got 6 there. Let's see. Whew. You know what? Let's pause this for a second. You don't need to see all. Okay, I didn't realize I only had about 10 tortillas. This is running out. So I only have this little can of sauce too. So I think it'll be okay, but just try to carefully get them all. Get a sauce over everything here. Much as I can. Let me just try to spread it out with a spoon here. Trying to get it all a little wet, especially the tips, otherwise they'll dry out when they're in the oven. Okay, and I can get a little sauce here. Really trying to get those edges. Okay. Got a lot of sauce down here. Really try to get those edges coated good because they'll dry up. I'll just really hit them. And then down here, these edges too. Well, this was actually a lot of sauce for 10 enchiladas, but I thought I had more. Well, there's not that much room in the pan anyways. I guess I could have put 2 here, maybe 2 here-ish. No, we'll just do that. I got some onions here. And then I got cheese. I got a lot of cheese. I got cheddar and Monterey. Get it over here by the edges too. Get some over here. That'll protect those tortillas. Basically, just gotta melt the cheese, really. But you can go a little extra. I got it at 400. Should be pretty quick, maybe like 10 minutes. I don't know. Let's take a pause. What do we say? You know what? Before I came up with that recipe, whatever you call it, I came up with this song actually. Let's try it. World famous enchiladas, world famous enchiladas. They're so freaking famous, you'll never forget what their name is. World famous enchiladas, world famous enchiladas. You got to have a lot of world famous enchiladas, world famous enchiladas. Okay. Alright, let's grab the sauce out of here. Okay. That cheese is melted. Alright, let's see. So, I'm gonna go ahead and try to grab 3 of these out. Give myself 3 enchiladas. mole enchiladas, mind you. Don't forget the sour cream, as I mentioned earlier. There we go. And I tasted the mole, and I got a bunch left over. So I'll be making some of that rice like I mentioned earlier. Get a little bit of that sour cream in there. Hopefully it's not too hot, but I'll burn myself. Oh my God. You gotta have a lot of World Famous Enchiladas.